could you be blocking yourself and not even realizing it? This is the topic that just came out of a recent office hours discussion I had with one of our members, and it's a really common issue that if you're not careful about can lead you into quitting when the morale falls over time. So what this comes down to is it's like if you've kind of heard the expression, right? We have food at home, right? So why get McDonald's, the old joke. Well, so it's that same thing where why buy another book if I haven't read every single book I have? Why get another game on Steam if I haven't played every game I have? And obviously there's some sort of sensible reasoning going on there a little bit, but also there's a very real effect that holds us back when we prevent ourselves from doing something because we haven't read or finished or done every single possible tutorial, resource, website, video, etc. out there that could in concept be useful to us. And so where this often happens is people will stagnate. They'll go through tutorial after tutorial, or they'll get one of these incredibly long 40, 50, 60 hour, 100 hour tutorial course things, right? They get like 10, 20, 30% through, and they are running out of steam because, well, they didn't really get into it to be doing this paint by the numbers stuff, to be kind of reassembling a jigsaw puzzle somebody else cut apart. They got into it to do their own projects. And they're feeling blocked because, well, until I finish that course, I shouldn't start my thing. Right? I want to go into battle prepared. And again, there's some sensible reasoning somewhere behind the scenes, but there's an excess of that holds us back from, in many cases, what's your actual goal? If your goal is to build your project, if your goal is to actually do a thing and apply it somehow, then as soon as you're comfortable getting off of that rail and breaking free from that trail to go to explore on your own, to start your own thing, the better. That's really the objective. And as soon as you can leave that behind, the better, right? This is something where you might even find yourself getting yourself into a real situation. This is what we do obviously in Home Team all the time, where we're working on a custom project and then we have a custom question, and now you're in a much better spot to go out there and dig for an answer to something because you're addressing a real problem on a real project, and most importantly, your project, a project you care about, something you wanted to build, as opposed to getting these asset drops from a course, as opposed to being told, now do this, now do that, which again, we got to design videos that way because, well, it's a video. But the whole point of where the learning starts to really sort of blossom and the fun of it is when you're doing your own thing, and we start also having these chances to kind of evaluate each step of the way, not just how do I do this, but what do I want to do next? Not just what's the difficulty or how do I solve this problem, but what are the different ways I could solve it? How do those balance against the different ways forward? And that's a really, really robust skill that you can never really get from any course, book, etc., because inevitably they have to still follow a linear path. They have to still be predicting what you're going to do. And so as soon as we can break you free from that tutorial habit, as soon as we can get you onto your own projects, it's the same reason why, I keep my video courses super short. Like people knock them out in a weekend or in a week at most. And then it's additionally why my second course literally ends on, instead of showing you line by line of code, does two things, right? It shows you, okay, well now the game looks like this, make it look like that. Now the game looks like that, make it look like this. And if you have questions, I've attached the answers, but then it's followed by 100 exercises in the textbook of if you want to just try to do these other things your other way, but you pick and choose what you want to do. And that's something that's there for people who say aren't in Home Team, where they can't be doing their custom projects with a confidence they have a safety net to fall back to. If they get stuck, I'll help them, or one of our trainers will help them. But it's something where as soon as you can, you want to stop blocking yourself by, I can't do this until I finish the course. I can't do this until I finish the book. If I cared about, whatever, AI, networking, whatever it is, well, then I would get all the way through the book. And taking that as a sign that you don't care because you haven't finished it or you're not making time. Again, it might be a matter of you're not making time because you're not jazzed about it, because you're not excited about it, because you're not feeling yet like you're doing your thing. And so that's a major logistical reality to contend with, that your morale is finite, right? It has to be replenished. Your excitement is a real consideration in why you're doing this. And there's always going to be more courses you could go take, books you could read, videos you could watch. It's going to be much more useful to you if you get out there, start doing some stuff as soon as you're comfortable doing it. And it's still useful to lay some basic foundations, but as soon as you have some foundations to get doing something, however simple, however antiquated, however unoriginal it is, just to be doing something at all, that's going to give you these latching points. So suddenly when you go out digging for information, it's because it's solving a real thing you want to solve. But that's it for the day. Make sure you're not blocking yourself by feeling like, well, eventually when I finish this thing, that's when I'll start doing the thing I want to do. You might be closer to doing that than you think you are. You might be ready now to just go in there, dive in, start making some mistakes, start getting stuck, and then digging yourself out of there is going to be one of those important skills you can practice and gain comfort in. Expecting there's going to be some uncertainty, expecting there's going to be some learning as you go is something that even senior level engineers do. They just get more comfortable with it. But that's it for the day. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you next time.